Ayo, log 12.0. Time is 12:52 a.m. Saturday, January 9th, 2021. But that's not new. That was true last week as well. Um, Big things that happened this week. I'll just start there since I don't know what I want to say today. One was shout out to King Jaime for being first time father or first time, what would I say, biological father. He's been a father to two other kids, twice already, three actually, because one he's actually father to now. That's also a sister, and there was a son previously as well, but his first a kid, even though he may not like me framing it that way because he considers them his kids too, but like his first DNA child. So first time father, shout out to him. Oh yeah, man, I'm so happy for you, baby. No name dropping, sure, but baby Aubrey, um, yeah, I get to be. Well, we'll see when I can even see her. My cousin had a baby in 2020, now 9 months old, so early 2020, basically right about at the beginning of their lockdown worldwide. Now 9 months old. She just posted Insta story, something like that. Picture of her at 9 months, right before her kid was born, my cousin, second cousin, third cousin, whatever kind of cousin. And then another picture of him now at 9 months. I still haven't seen him. Um, so we'll see when I'll be able to see baby Aubrey, but congrats to you, brother. Um, Birthday January 4th, 2021. I think I mentioned this, yeah, last time, right after we had like a Zoom call going into New Year's together. Before I did one of these, in between that tight time, but in between, I think what I did is watch a little bit of Ozzy Osbourne documentary in between. In that time, he said like, "Oh, his wifey's water broke. They were on the way to the hospital or whatever. Turns out false alarm or whatnot. Made that bad joke that I'm still pleased with, but shouldn't probably made. But what if the water didn't break? If it wasn't water broke, then she just piss herself. See, like it's so much of me repeating it. But anywho, so baby was born a few days later, 4 days later. Um, yeah, we'll kick off to 2021, even though it's a hard time for him now, as I touched on before, given just got laid off. It's hard to get another job, and Corona times especially. He was working there for like 7 years. All they put into that, just bought a house, just bought a car, baby on its way, now baby here. God damn, man. He'll get through it though. Oh, other big news this week was Nick. So I know I touched on this before. I had a buddy of mine house sitting Nick while my mom was here. She just went back a few days ago. She went back. What? She actually, her flight out of Manchester got canceled. So she ended up taking a train down to London like the day after I came down. So I came down Monday. She came down Tuesday. She was supposed to fly out Tuesday from Manchester. Instead, had to come down to London to fly out. What was it, Wednesday or whatever? Next day. So surprise guest. Gave her the give her a place to stay. I wouldn't do much other than that for her, to be honest. But uh, it was good to see her again, even though I just saw like day or two before, day before. Um, got to get another goodbye in basically with a hello as well. Yeah, but what I'm saying is between this time last week and what was it? I think it was like the very next day. I think it was Saturday or something. Who knows what the fuck it was? Jeremy lets us know that Nick bit a kid, right? So his whole job, what he's staying in the house for free, why we're paying him, or my mom was, paying him $400 a month as like an allowance, was all with like the explicit purpose to take care of Nick. So don't, you know, and he failed at that almost immediately, but not in the worst way. When he got arrested for quote unquote breaking um, his restraining order when he said he didn't. I said, I don't even care what the story is, whether you did or didn't. You basically failed the job, regardless of whether it was your fault, like job failed sort of thing. Nick ended up in the pound. He ended up in jail. Fortunately, they let him out without bail because of Corona. They don't want to impact the jailhouse or Elmwood rather county. So let him out without bail. Otherwise, I would have had to like bail him out basically. Made it worse that my brother had to like fly back from LA because like if the car got impounded, the car was left at like the park where they picked them up. The car got impounded, it's in my name. There'd be no way of getting it back, at least not easily. And even if it was just like towed away for a day, it'd still be like $500, which is worth more than the car's worth. Plus, like, not to mention, of course, Nick's in the pound. How long will they keep him? We got to get back to get him out, kind of thing. And made that failure all within like 5 days of my mom flying out here for her sister's funeral. And at the fucking funeral, which she showed up just before, saw her, and she was just saying like, "Oh, we made the right decision with Jeremy. Like Nick loves him so much. Thank you for." I didn't twist her arm or didn't like make the case, but ultimately, I mean, that was what I thought was our best option. Also, yeah, even though her and my brother were really kind of opposed to it at first. But at that point, she was saying, we made the right decision. Then a few days later, he calls my mom. I guess he calls me too at the time. I told the story already, but I was out at a restaurant. My battery's dead. So I had on power saving mode. So I wasn't getting any WhatsApp calls because it's tied to data. So I didn't get any calls until I got back, like not even that long later, like 2 hours. One of the few times I went out, come back, I see all these missed calls from my brother, my mother, my mother, and Jeremy. Turns out Jeremy talked to my mom while the cops were with him. She talked to the cops. She talked to my brother. My brother had already booked a flight back to San Jose. All this was done within 2 hours, and I didn't even have a chance to like weigh in on anything. And I think God all worked out in the end, anyways. But whatever, like that kind of debacle. And now, like within 5 days from my mom returning, I think she was like 4 days out from getting back. Nick goes and bites a kid, right? With Jeremy. So the story is, fuck what Jeremy says, right? But apparently the neighbors are accusing of Jeremy of inviting the child to pet the dog. I don't know about that, but I bet the kid, kind of said, "Can I pet it?" And Jeremy maybe said yes. Or worse, even if it wasn't as bad as that, Jeremy let a kid get close enough to Nick to be bit. Like, what the fuck, Nick, Jeremy, and Nick. I mean, the dog's a fucking criminal, but and I know better than to let him around kids. We don't let him around kids. Jeremy knows better as well. Jeremy knows Nick. What the fuck, Jeremy? And apparently bad enough bite in the abdomen that there's like the bite marks broke. And he has a bite report on his record from when he was like 5 months old, but he didn't actually bite the guy. He just jumped up on the guy and scratched the guy. But because the scratch broke skin, they qualify as a bite report. It even says bite report on the fucking piece of paper they handed me. And like, they didn't fucking bite him. They showed me pictures. When I finally got the pictures, like, it's not a fucking bite. You can even tell it's not a bite. But apparently this time around it was. On a little kid, on a little girl, no less. God damn it, Nick. God damn it, Nick. God damn it, Jeremy, dude. Seriously, you had one job, man. And I thought you fucking kind of failed it already 5 days in. Now, with 4 days to go, you really fail it in such a way, maybe the worst way. This is the death penalty for my dog, dude. They said even at the first time that sometimes the first time they take him away, second time is what they were saying they would, right? I don't know if there's a statute of limitations. He was 5 months old then. He's now 7.5 years old. 7 years ago. It should be a statute, right? He's in a different county, but the counties are adjacent. It's Sunnyvale and Santa Clara. Animal control came to the house like the next day or whatnot. Fortunately, my brother just coincidentally was back at the house at that time, for better or worse, for better ultimately, right? And now my dog's on quarantine for 14 days. Fortunately, my mom just got back. She's also on quarantine because she just came back in from England. So my dog and my mom are both on like legal quarantine for different reasons, granted, but still together. So thank God my mom's back there to field whatever happens next. I guess we find out in 14 days. Animal control said they come back, do whatever assessment. I don't know. I can't recall what happened the first time around with me. I remember the cops came, it got filed. Did they come back 14 days later? I don't remember, but he was on quarantine then too. Standard procedure. Forget though how it all like wrapped up. But I mean, he was a puppy at the time, man. They could even see that in him, and nobody's gonna take away my fucking puppy on a first offense, right? But now that he's 7.5 years old and he has his second offense, goddamn, who knows what'll happen? We'll see. But fucking Jeremy, dude. First time basically hire a friend to do something and fucking fails horribly. I mean, not so horribly that Nick's like dead, but so horribly that he may be on death row. Damn it, you know. I mean, if that's the case, can I smuggle him out here? I don't know. We'll see, right? Can I even get a dog with a record into England? I know they're pretty restrictive about like pets just in general out in here over here. For whatever reason, England's a little different. I don't know all the details. Have to look into it. Maybe that's what I should do this weekend. Looking at what my options are as far as getting him out here. I mean, I like to get him out here one way or another, anyways, because I anticipate being out here for likely the rest of his life. I anticipate being out here for years. He's 7. What do they live to? Like 12, if you're lucky, maybe later. Less if it's just below average. I don't know. He's a bigger dog. Forget, do they live longer, shorter? He's a mutt, man. It's hard to even know what his lifespan's supposed to be. I mean, I got the DNA test thing, swab his mouth, send it in, see what he is when he was young. Came back, couldn't identify any of his either his parents, unidentifiable. All 4 of his grandparents, unidentifiable. 6 out of 8 of his great grandparents, unidentifiable. Beginning to think this whole like test is just a waste of money, right? You can't tell me what his parents are, like not even what they may be mixed with, just straight up unidentifiable. Same way with all 4 of his great grandparents. Same way with 6 out of 8 of his great grandparents. 4 out of 4 of his grandparents. 6 out of 8 of his great grandparents. 2 out of his 8 great grandparents you identified as German Shepherd and American Staffordshire, which I totally believe. I absolutely see it. But way up that far, I thought it'd be like lower down. You know, I thought maybe his dad would be half Amstaff, mom would be half German. Definitely not 2 fulls, but you know, I guess he is more pure mutt than he's just a pure mutt, man. At least I know what he's got something in him, Shepherd and Amstaff, even though it was paperwork when I picked him up. I mean, he was a surrendered dog and he was in like an octagon with like 7 other border collies. And they were all picking on him, right? And he was like definitely doesn't look like anything like them. And it was adorable to watch. And everybody was like, you know, very enamored with the borders, right? Little border puppies, which are adorable. And my first favorite dog was a border collie. And his paperwork says he's half border, but he's not border in the slightest. And I don't know how he got mixed up in that litter. I don't think that's his litter, to be honest, right? They're not like cats, right? Where cats can have like, you know, different fathers, you know, in the same litter. Dogs aren't like that. So I don't know how he got mixed up with them. And they were definitely picking on him. He was definitely odd man out, constantly on his back wrestling with them, but then would pop back up and lick them. I thought it was amazing. I was like, this is he's the one. Then I reach, you know, not reach yet, right? Kind of come over. Octagon, he comes right up to me. I pick him right up. He comes right into my hands, you know? Whew, happily ever after sort of thing. Yeah, I remember the drive back with Jaime after all, right? You know, I just had James drive and just put him here. So small, I could just put him here and he slept just right behind my neck in the seat right behind me, all the way from Modesto back to the South Bay. Didn't piddle, nothing. Little angel. Then we get home, bring him to parents' house, follows me all around like a little Velcro pup. Sitting in the chair, talking to my parents about him. This is now my dog, guys, right? And he's just sleeping on my feet, you know, from day one. And to lose him like this, if I were, I won't. Gotta figure out what can be done with, you know. It's very hard to plan for shit like this, man. I was dealing with it, you know, with all this legal shit for years now, leading up to what, December 12th, 2019, where you can't even like really make up much plans. There's so many ways something could go. It's like, you know, try and like flow map potential paths as to like if this, then that, or if that, then this. And this is less complicated than I guess all that was. This is quite simply, are they going to try and take him away or not? If they do try and take him away, can I steal him away, sort of thing. And if they don't try and take him away, then it's all good. Stays with my mom. So there's it's a fork, right? There's not this or that, but yeah, we'll see. At least my mom's back there now. Jeremy's out of the house. Fuck him. Um, and then he's already first thing he does is he goes and sending me pictures. What was it just yesterday? Sending me pictures of all the fucking changes making to the car because we're handing over the car to him, right? Changing tires, new this, new that. Bro, we've been giving you like a good to see the allowance we were giving you to take care of Nick. $400 a month is going to good use. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, he's showing that car some TLC. So it is about to be his car, but technically not yet. And, it's a little off putting to see you kind of throwing all this money at something at the car. It's totally serviceable. Granted, did look like it definitely needed new tires, but you could get by a little bit longer without them. And it's not even technically your car yet, my friend, right? And he's talking about struts and this and that. I forget what else even. I couldn't even read what he wrote. I just saw remember seeing the picture at least and a list of all the other stuff he was goddamn doing. I mean, this is only like a couple of days after we kicked him out of the house and fucking he failed his job and may have killed my dog. Oh, good to see. And then I'm just like, and he still owes me $400 for the car, for the lease. I leased him the car, for like $400 for 6 months. It was over 6 months. He owes that to my mom to kind of offset what she's been paying in like the car insurance. But we've also been paying it, we've been paying $400 a month and he just failed the fucking job. And now he's taking that money and throwing it at the car already. Right. I don't know. I'm maybe just being a bit petty, but it's off-putting, man. It's upsetting. And when my mom told him on the phone like you gotta leave because the neighbors aren't a fan of him either, apparently. Surprise, surprise. I mean, probably be just as upset with him as actually the dog itself. And they know Nick, the neighbors, and they know Jeremy isn't Nick's owner. They know my mom. They probably see me too. I know Jeremy's just house sitting, but still. I don't know, mom kicked it out. He's like, oh, can I come back? First thing he's asked, can I finish my laundry? Sure, yeah, you can finish your laundry. Can I come back for showers every once in a while? No, fuck that, bro. You cannot come back for showers. I was just listening in the background, getting fucking fuming. When to get the car, my name, can I use your address? No, you cannot use my address. Go get your own fucking address, even if it's just a goddamn PO box. Just get the fuck gone, get gone, bro. I appreciate you feeding Nick, pissing Nick, pooping Nick. Apparently, the neighbor said he was abusing Nick. I don't believe that for one sec, right? But maybe he was winding Nick up in a way or not getting Nick enough exercise to I don't know. Maybe Nick was just wound up in some way, and that's why he bit that kid too. Who knows? I don't believe for one sec he was abusing Nick though. He has abused his own dog before. He has a dog. He had a dog that passed away really early. It was only I want to say it was only 4 or 5 years old when it passed away. Maybe 7 at most, maybe. But he was young. It was 5, I think. And this dog was half pit, half border collie. So just aggressive, not aggressive, but dangerous, build type dog, and incredibly intelligent. You could tell. But also very damaged type of dog. I remember once early days, I first slept over at his place. They have a house where you can walk in circles around it, right? You can walk through the kitchen and the living room, then the hall, then back through, around and around. And the couch in the living room is in the middle of this essential circle. I remember sleeping on the couch, and this dog, I kid you not, circled me all night like a shark, just circling me. I mean, I would open my eyes, look. If the light hit it just right, eyes in that, the glare eyes, right? The light off the eyes, right? If there's any light to be captured, it gets captured in those eyes. It's just devil dogs circling you, dude. Oh, I remember that dog. And that dog, I mean, wasn't treated right, but didn't really like people, not properly socialized, had a limp ear because it kept nipping him like borders will do. Pups too. Pups in general will nip, and border collies are notorious for being nippy, around the ankles and whatnot. kind of like corgis and others. I guess the dog kept nipping him, nipping and nipping. And one time he just bit the dog's ear. Like, if you're gonna bite me, I'm gonna bite you back. And bit the dog right back, broke its ear. And apparently it's never done it since then, right? Really did teach a lesson, but still he fucking crippled his dog's ear. So, you know, it's not out of the question. I mean, he's been known, I mean, that's dog abuse, right? I don't think he was abusing Nick, right? I wouldn't put Nick in his hands if I thought he would. He did, though, once throw Nick into the pool without my consent and was wearing the leash, right? We're around the pool. Jeremy pulls him up, picks up Nick, throws him in the pool. Nick's in the pool. He's a heavy dog, right? He's stocky. Like, he got the Amstaff type build and kind of more like the German Shepherd, maybe like Amstock build. Or he's a mutt, but he's stocky. Um, and I see him go in the water. Man, he's got the leash on too. And I see him in the water, suspended animation. Wasn't even kicking yet. Just like utter shock underwater. Oh my God, right? I don't think I even saw him start kicking. I immediately just jump in, get him out, right? What the fuck, Jeremy? And he's now afraid of water, or the pool at least. He's definitely afraid of the pool. Not that we've been around many pools since then, but the few pools I've brought him around, like, no, not having it. It's just a shame because I grew up around the pool. I love the pool. I'm a pool person. I love the water as well. I don't know if he's necessarily afraid of water, just maybe just the pool, because we go to the sea, he's still cool with it. Loves the sand, loves digging. It's not like he's flying off into the seawater though either. So there may be some trepidation about water just in general. But he hasn't seen enough water for me to warm him back up to it or get him over it or really be sure of it. But the pool definitely does not like the pool anymore after that. And even then, as a pup, he was kind of unsure of it, right? Seeing us jump in and stuff. And after that, though, just not about it. It's a shame and really infuriated me. Why the fuck, dude? Like, you don't do that to somebody's dog, dude. Like his first time in water. It's like I remember my first time getting into a pool was with my granddad out here in England, actually randomly. And maybe I've gone to a pool earlier, I don't remember, but I vividly remember that this indoor pool in England and had like floaties and stuff. And my granddad and mom were trying to get me into the water, and I was like, no, no, no. No, I'm not a fan, don't want to, kind of thing. And just like, everyone has that trepidation or like fear of the unknown, I guess, just in general. But water is a thing, right? Like your first time swimming is a fucking thing. It's a thing I want to share with like my son as much as, well, if not more, son or daughter, more than with my dog, but definitely wanted to be the one to like introduce my dog to water, especially since I'm all about water. I love water. I grew up around it so much, man. I love to swim. So fuck you for that. But yeah, anyways, we'll see what happens there. My mom's back in America there to hold it down, hopefully, and keep me posted. And Saint Nick, it's actually his name, so he came with. Didn't name him. First, I was gonna name him Paco, because Paco's the slang. Paco was my Spanish name in high school, and also Paco is short for Francisco, or is like short for Francisco, and Saint Francisco, Saint Francisci de Assisi. I don't know these saints' name. Francis de Assisi or whatever is the patron saint of animals, right? So San Francisco, kind of thing. So I was on the Paco. I remember going to the fucking even though it came with the paperwork Saint Nick, I'm gonna rechristen him Paco, right? I remember going to the dog store to get all his first stuff, his first little collar, his first like leash, which is still like his leash. I think, yeah, maybe not. But anyways, his first little things, right? His first bowl, first this, and there's this cute girl. I never saw her again after that day, dude. I remember going back to St. Petco quite a bit and not seeing her again. But that first day definitely, and she just like, oh my God, you have a puppy. I was like, oh damn it, this is how it's gonna be forever after. This is a great decision. This is a great investment. The ROI on this is already incredible, right? Like I've only had him like a couple of hours, and this cute girl like walking me around the store, telling me what we should get him, helping me pick. Ultimately, I picked everything, but like this or this, and I like that more. I had to like basically. I know she was, an employee there, but it was like she was my girlfriend for that like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or whatever it took me to go through the store to get all these things for niggas. Really how she made it feel, right? Like she felt like my girlfriend for a split sec in that window. And she's adorable. Maybe it was just wishful thinking. I was just thinking her, oh my god, she's so pretty. Like, but no, it was, she I never saw again. I remember even looking her up. And when I got back, could I find her on Facebook? I did. I can't remember her name though. It was fuck. What the fuck was it? Anyways, uh, another crazy thing this week is America, man. Yeah, it's a funny meme out there from this movie mockumentary, Death 2020 on Netflix. Was this British chick in it, actor? She's like, after the first lockdown, I watched all of Netflix, like literally all of Netflix. But then I found this show called America. Have you seen it? It's on the news channel. It's crazy. It's mental. Mental's a great word. That's another British word I really like. Mental, bruv, mental, whatever else, but mental. Brilliant's pretty good too. Cheers, of course. I use Cheers a lot. Even in America, I was using Cheers a lot. Um, but yeah, America, man. Even tried struggle to get my television, like spent like more time on it than ever, which still wasn't much, maybe like a half hour, probably less. Felt like a half hour though. Trying to figure out this fucking TV. I've been living here 10 months, still haven't figured out my television. Apparently, you can actually get TV for free in England. You're not supposed to. They'll come down on you if you don't pay like the TV license. It's like $170. I'll tell you right now how much is it exactly. TV license is £157, which is like $200 for a year. Now you can still get TV without the license, but if you get caught TV, I don't know how they, whatever, right? It's the honor system, I suppose. But I went and paid the TV license out of the honor system. I only paid it recently, right? When I came into some bonus, whatever. Maybe a couple months ago, like about 8 weeks, I think I probably paid for the license. Still didn't get around to figuring out the TV. I was like, I get around to it. Then I really tried to commit to it on what was it? This day they stormed the Capitol. I want to see this shit in real time, man. I gravitate to chaos, man. I like chaos. Like I thrive in it. I like going to concerts and stuff and like crazy situations. I feel like I'm in my element in chaos and whatever else. Um, um, but I couldn't get it to fucking work. So I'm paying for a TV license now for 2 months. I paid for a year, 2 months in, still not. I didn't even need to pay for it. Apparently, you can still get it without it. Can't even get it with it. I don't know, man. I feel like I need to just contact the landlord, but you need to come through and fucking figure this out for me, bro. I also figure out if after my lease is up in like March 7th. So what am I? 2 months out. Now I'm 2 months out from my lease being up. Or am I going to renew? I know when I talk to like I am going to renew if I can, of course. But I remember when I talked to the agent, he was saying he thought that the landlords would probably look to sell soon. I don't know if this is the time to sell, but sometimes never mind the time people decide to sell. It's time for them to sell. We'll see. But if they don't sell and they'll still have me, I'll stay. They definitely need to do some fucking things, like fix that extractor in the bathroom without windows and help me figure out why this TV isn't capturing any channels. So I've been living in isolation without TV, even everything. My window to the world is not even my computer, because the moment I unplug this computer, take it to my bedroom, I have just about enough time to maybe get a jack off in before it just dies on me, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. Like, it'll be at 88% battery and then goes out. It'll be at 77% battery, goes out. It'll go from like 90% battery down to 54% battery, like in quickness, like in a minute, turn around. What? It just was at like 90, now it's at 50. What the fuck? Like something's way whack with it. I think like I can reliably get maybe 10 minutes with it away from being hooked up before it just goes out on me. And then I got to rush back to plug it in, turn it back on or whatever, get it back on. Um, so it's literally all been through my phone, which it makes it worse because if I had the computer on my lap in my bed, I end up doing different type of browsing, right? Like, I mean, porn's a constant, right? Reddit, and TikTok's just on the phone because I can't get on the computer, right? I mean, I don't do Instagram on the computer, right? But if the honey have to keep this computer plugged in, you know, I remember when I lived in like Shadowbrook way back when, I just be more on the computer, and what I'd be doing instead then is like reading more like kind of Wikipedia articles, more like doing my assets, my finance sheet, right? Just on my stuff on my bed, like finance, oh, I'm gonna move my money here. Let me look at some investments, blah, blah, blah. But for somehow with the phone, like it just a less productive type of internet activity. I just end up TikTok, Instagram, maybe a little bit of Reddit, right? And really not reading things on my phone so much, right? Like I would on the computer. Um, and on the computer, I don't have the distractions of now TikTok, but you know, or Instagram. I guess I'd probably use Facebook more if I was on the computer, but maybe not. I mean, I haven't really used Facebook much, if ever, forever. Just good to remind me to wish people I care about happy birthday, right? Care enough about to wish happy birthday, but not care so much about that I don't already know their birthday. um, well, let's do a fun exercise. I was thinking about this the other day. So I just posted like a lame ass thing on Insta story. Like, what was it? I posted some good stuff earlier this week, but this last one really wasn't. So it was just sharing the Spotify thing of like a state of trance year mix 2020. I just shared this, and what am I saying about it? I'm saying from the worst year for live music in over a century, maybe ever, sort of thing. And it's cool. It's like a sampling of like 2020 trance mix. But the problem I have with it, I'm not even a big fan of it because every song's just like a minute and a half. So it's just so you can get into it. There's like an abrupt switch over to the next song. It'd be a lot cooler if it would just like kind of segue in song to song. If it was just like a long, like hour and a half, like SoundCloud type uninterrupted track, sure, right? But this is doing this like quick interruption onto the next song and just a short sampling of each song. But it's whatever. It's gives kind of an insight into um, music from 2020. Now today's a Friday. Today's different. I feel like I get more attention on Fridays for whatever reason. More people on Instagram, I guess. Surprise, surprise. But let's look at this, right? So I was thinking of those that like look at my shit. And usually there's this cute girl that like doesn't really look at my shit much, but right now she's at the top. I think she's been seeing the same guy for like I want to say maybe 5 years now. I don't know. This other girl, this is actually throwing it off because actually more single girls. The first two are I think, well, not single, but not yet fiance, not yet married, not yet kids, kind of thing. Next one married. Next one wife of the buddy of mine that just had a kid. Next one guy. Next one, what was it, 5 year girlfriend of one of my best friends. Now I think she's single. Guy, engaged. Jeremy, guy, brother, guy, fuck girl. I think maybe engaged. Guy, guy. Uh, married, engaged. Guy, married. Guy, single girl. Attractive, sure. Engaged, married with kids, not sure. Guy, coworker, should be engaged by now. What the heck is this one? What the she's been this guy for so long? Come on, man, you gonna do it or not? Dad, should her get off the pot because she's cute, right? But guy, ex, first girlfriend, buddy's little sister, guy, married, pregnant, I think so. Married, one best friend guy. Not yet engaged, but living with a guy in another state. I don't know how long they've been together. Father. I think engaged or maybe married. I don't know. Engaged, married, guy, married, engaged. Uh, my family's old. My Babana and my Turkish grandparents' old servant quite literally, like deaf and dumb, but sweetest lady in the world, right? Going every summer and like being around her just really gave me a different perspective. I mean, she's just like an angel straight up. Like if ever I had to point to who I think is the closest equivalent to like an earth angel, will be her. Say more about her than anyone here. Guy, married, guy, dating one of my good friends. Hope he doesn't engage her. You can do better, my brother. Buddy, engaged? No, I don't think she's engaged yet, but she's been with the same guy for a long time. Married, guy, best friend, girl, girl, best friend, nothing there, but like, guy, cousin, guy, married, guy. I'm actually not sure about her. I think she may be married. Old coworker. I don't know what deal with her is. Seen a guy for a while, or maybe engaged. I think she's engaged. I don't. I think she's engaged. Yeah. Guy, ugly girl. I don't know. Girl though. Ex of a good friend. Guy. All right. Yeah. She's single. She's kind of cute. We're all back in the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what does it even matter? That's the other like layer here is that like even if they're single, so what? They're way out where? Uh, married, guy, just recently engaged. Former coworker, cool girl. One of the ones I zoomed with, former FedExer. Current coworker, girl, guy. I mean, sorry. I just called her a guy. I don't know. She's a fucking climber, bro. Like she's been dating older guys for a while. I don't know if she's engaged now. I do not care. Like whatever. Guy, this girl from Turkey, single. Okay. Married, just had a baby. Baby's probably like a week old or so, a couple of weeks old maybe. Guy, girl that was like obsessed with me at some point and like kind of weird mentally. I ended up having to talk to her brother about how I wasn't like leading her, like she had like delusion type thing. I don't know how to explain it. I really shouldn't, right? And that's it. That's out of 100, right? I went through them all from when I posted that. I don't know however long ago, not long ago, but which is what I mean. 100 people look at my shit, right? But I mean, who did? How many of those were like single eligible? Branch out, bro. Oh, post Corona. I even like when I send a message, I create a WhatsApp group to send like 20 fucking friends. Just shortly after New Year's out here. Wishing everybody a happy New Year's and what I say. Once I lock down a cheek out, I lock down this the wedding party right here. Haha, JK, blah blah blah. All right. But sure. We'll see. And then what somebody said. Somebody said, I don't think I could wait. I don't think I can wait that long to see you. I'm like, yeah, don't, dude. Like, let's not plan around that shit, bro. I've been single for how long, for real? Which, anyways. So what else? What else can I talk about today? End of year wrapped up end of year. Last week. But the year shook out really well. Ultimately, converted 11 to 12 pilots. So there's a few other pilots just aren't complete yet, but completed 12 pilots. 11 out of 12 of those converted. We just started the pilot program. First pilot to convert was in, what was it, February? I think it started like January, ended in February. So yeah, so basically a year, exactly a year. In a year, 12 pilots, 11 converted for a conversion rate of 91.7%. I'll just share my screen on this because I touched on this that I might, very vainly the other week or whatever. But here you go. This is what I accomplished this year, right? So this is the goal I set for myself. Nobody set this goal for myself, but I said, within 30 days of them making me VP, I remember setting up like a state of our customers call to really introduce like, my plan for, 2020. And also introduce the new CSM we hired that now reported to me. And just like, just 30 days after they promoted me, I felt like it merited me bringing everybody around to kind of do some type of presentation on state of our customers, especially because it was so bad at that time too. Like this is how bad it was, right? So it was so bad. Our net renewal rate was 77%. Our gross renewal rate for 2019 was 60%. And our renewal win rate, what this means is for every customer that's up for renewal, how many even renewed? How many did not churn? They could have downselled and still be part of this 54%. But how many did not straight up churn out that were up for renewal? Basically, every time we were up for renewal, almost 1 out of 2. It's almost a coin flip that they'd just not be a customer anymore come renewal. And that's the way it was in 2019. This year, we did shed still some customers. We did shed some customers this year. But like I said before, a lot of customers that probably should never been a customer to begin with. So I feel like it was healthy churn that, really kind of a pruning type thing. But much better, basically 30, 3 out of 4 that were up for renewal renewed. Net renewal rate, not bad improvement, right? And maybe more significant improvement around gross renewal rate. You can see here what the rates were from 2019, 2020, what the year-over-year change was, how much not I exclusively, there's a lot involved in getting this improved, but that was the biggest part of what was involved, I feel like. Improvements in the product too, can't do it without it. And then pilot conversion rate, which there's no precedent for. We didn't do pilots before 2020. Thank God we couldn't have done pilots before 2020, right? That's what I mean. Then let's say that things turn around because product was in a position to really, for all the work I was putting in to pay off. In the past, I could put in so much work, spin my wheels, still make a damn difference because the product would just fucking fail me. But now we are a good product, finally. It's so good to be there. And I set these goals to myself. I said, even before I considered consider what might be at risk. And you'll see here, we had the worst quarter ever under my fucking oversight. But that was because we had one deal here that represented represented 15% of our total booking, right? This one deal represented 15% of our ARR, and it churned out. So surprise, surprise, right? Represent between 10 and 15. I might have been just under 15, and not exactly 15. I'll have to double check because I forget what our overall ARR was going into the year. I could look, but I don't want to navigate away and share my screen sort of thing. But yeah, about I think it was probably 13% of our total ARR was tied up in this one deal that was was basically a dead man walking for far too long. Came out here and realized in February, this guy that was up for renewal in what was it Q3, I think it was August or something, was just not gonna renew. So all this projection, I figured that we might be able to at least not lose it outright. Goddamn. Anywho, but you can see exceeded the goal I set for ourselves in that not the first quarter. This is the first quarter, full quarter under me, but in second quarter, Q2 under me, exceeded it. Then worst quarter ever for at least renewals around me, under me, but all because of one deal. Then exceeded the goal again. The goal I set for myself. No one set these goals. The goal going forward will be different. It's going to be 100. I want to say 90% gross renewals. What I think the goal should be, quarter over each and every quarter, and ideally 115%. Net renewal, and then maintain this pilot conversion rate of at least 90% for the year. For 2022. And enough of that. That's digging into shop talk, maybe a little too much too. Definitely a little too much too. But it's my life, man. This is what this is about. This is my fucking life. Am I not allowed to talk about my life? I guess it is information related to other people's lives too. But I'm not giving you I'm not showing you how much money we have in the bank, right? I'm not showing you how much, my coworkers are getting paid or things like that, right? And maybe this is good to advertise, the company's turning around, things are going good, And we're profitable. Finally, this quarter, we're officially fucking profitable, which means fate's in our hands. We don't need to take any additional fucking funding. And by not needing to take additional funding, we don't have to dilute our fucking equity. and no plans to take, any kind of significant rounds because we don't want to dilute our equity. The grand goal here is to walk away like Ocean 11, in the immortal words of my CEO to me. And I prefer that so much more because I'd hate to work under CEOs like, okay, let's grow this, let's hyper grow, let's take additional investment, let's take another like $10 million round, dilute all of us, fuck you, and then commit to another at least 3 years so that we can either get to the next round or get picked up or for a bigger amount, or God forbid had someone at the helm with delusions of IPO, like fuck that, man. Like let's just turn this around, have a great year 2020, and then hopefully somebody picks this up as like a boutique acquihire kind of pickup, because we'll have a healthy business. We have a healthy business by virtue of being profitable. I really do believe all those pilots that we converted this year will renew. Can't say all, of course, but like I'm confident I could get a gross renewal rate of 90% sort of thing, right? Amongst those pilots at least. So yeah, so we'll see. I mean, my grand vision for the horizon for myself is like ideally 2022 when I turn 34, before I turn 35. I'd love to just be able to take a year off, money in my pocket, travel the world with a significant other, or travel the world and find a fucking significant other, or not find a significant other and just fuck off around the world, right? Just for a year, just see the world. I don't know why I say fuck off like that, but just travel the world. I'd love to just sail around Turkey. I'd love to just like walk across England. I'd love to drive across America, right? These are like, the countries I have connection with, heritage to. My father lives in Turkey. My father's from Turkey. I'm half Turkish. My mother's, from England. I'm half English. I live in England. I'd love to walk England, sail around Turkey, and fucking drive across America with Nick. If I could do all three with Nick, great, but at least to drive across America, man. And I'd like to do that before he's gone, and God forbid I lose him soon for any reason. Never mind the reason, God forbid I lose him before I'm able to do that. And I'd love to be able to do that before I'm 35. I'd love to be able to do that in 2022. I'd love to be able to do that after this year. I'm okay with giving another year of all of me, much like I did this year. But after that, I want a successful exit out. Not because I don't love the company, not because I don't love what we do. I just want I guess I'm like a little wanderlusting girl. Oh, I just want to travel the world, right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess I like gotta, I shit on that myself. I basically shit on that myself, but I want to travel the world, money in my fucking pocket, and coming off of something successful where it's like I don't need to find a job, and people ask what I did or what I was doing, I can be like, we sold, like I sold, I was VP of a company and we sold, and now I'm just, seeing the world. I love to live that dream. And what did I say to somebody who said it? Chai Monster said, I think to me, was it that? Yeah, I think you say so. I remember you saying way back when at True Times, you just want to get rich, get a boat, get all your friends on the boat, and just like captain the boat. I do remember saying something that, I don't remember verbatim saying it, but of course I would say that is a dream of mine for sure, right? Like I just want to get so rich, I get on a boat, get all my friends on a fucking boat, and go wherever, do whatever, be rich on a boat together. I guess that's the sail around Turkey part of the get around the world plan. Like so rich, I'll fly you guys all out. All expenses paid. No worries, no worries. Just like quit your job, come on out, right? Everybody just take a sabbatical, I'm out here. Anyways, with that said, I think that, did I record this? Oh my, okay. I think that pretty much covers it for me today. I don't know what more there is for me to say. So with that said, as always, by the way, America's crazy. I didn't really unpack that whole like this week in America, man. Fucking white people. And I say that like tongue in cheek. I realize I'm white, don't like it. I get that. But like I grew up with like all Asians. Like my high school, I think 70% Asian, majority Asian without a doubt. I don't know what the actual final number was, but like I was a minority in my own high school. I think technically like my college I went to was, I think, pretty evenly split, whites and Asians, but it definitely felt majority Asian. I think it is technically majority Asian, but it felt like a lot more than like 55 to 40, whatever it was, right? In high school, that felt more like that too. So I understand what people mean when they say fucking white people, because I feel it too. And I don't really identify as white in the same way that like maybe a real white American would. I am a white American, granted, but like, I just don't relate to like white people well. I don't feel I really ever have, even stretching back to when I was young and in Texas too. Then I moved, I was born in Santa Clara, San Jose. I remember my first best friend, kindergarten, was black, Stevie. First best friend, first grade, probably Cameron. What was he? Was he half like Mexican or something? I don't know. Well, crazy white kid, I guess. I feel like it was something more than just white though. Spicy white. And then second grade, did I even have a best friend? Second grade, I don't think so. Third grade, not really. Fourth grade, not really. I didn't really have a best friend. Really, I guess down till like sixth grade again. Couldn't really even tell you if I had a best friend like fourth grade, fifth grade. I really guess I didn't. Didn't really like have good friends out of school until like starting in sixth grade. Like my first, what I would say, oh, yeah, my best friend. So I guess really was started sixth grade. Prior to that, would have had to look back to like Stevie in kindergarten. The others were like key, like clear. Oh, that's my best friend. Cameron was the other one. Cameron was psycho, like actual mental issues. They end up sending them away or whatever. Even at like elementary school level, getting sent away for being just too crazy. Where was I going with this? America's crazy, man. I love it. I fucking love it. What's that? I love it. Oh, you're such a fucking hoe. I love it. uh, Anyways, there's so much to say about it. I do not have the energy for it. I was just about to sign off and I'm about to start talking about America right now. No fucking way, dude. Like I'm sorry, I just don't. Another day. So with that said, much love. Be happy. Do good. Love out.